Buongiorno, welcome back to the channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I've seen quite an influx since I said that I was migrating the Beautiful Struggle podcast over onto this channel. So I'm assuming some of you guys watching this are from over there. If you are, welcome to my personal channel. Basically the reason for that is I just want all my content in one place. Just makes sense going forward. I've taken so much time to build this channel up, which is on like 4,500 subs or something. And then I'm also putting content up over there, which has got like 2,000 subs. I was like, let's just put it all in one place and just build on this. And I feel I've neglected this channel a little bit over the years as well. I have these spurts where I'm flat out uploading weekly, and then I'll step away from it for a little bit, and then I'll start prep and I'll start documenting things again. So I just thought, you know what, with everything I've got going on, people do find it interesting. Obviously I've just been taken on by JP, so I really want to ramp the content up there as well. So I thought, let's just go to town on it and show you guys how to really do content. So thank you very much, appreciate it. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this, click subscribe, help a brother out. I'm pushing this now, pushing it hard. So comment below what you'd like to see on the channel. Today's video is going to be a full day of eating, plus some questions to some Instagram Q&As that I put out there. Some real questions, not like the would you rather questions. You know, would you rather fight 100 mini bears or one giant duck questions, actual questions. So thank you to everyone that sent those through. I'm going to be answering those throughout this video as well, showing you where I'm at with my food, showing you some of the sups, and yeah, should be a good one. It's not going to be a super long video, so I'm going to make it as quick and short fire and quick fire as I possibly can, so enjoy. I don't know why I do that. I should just look for it smoking, because I am risking burning my hand every single time. Meal one. Now, you've definitely seen this meal before. There's a reason for that, because this is bodybuilding, and the things that get you to where you want to be in bodybuilding is consistency and quality. So the quality of the food that you're eating, the consistency of the food you're eating. I feel those two things apply to everything as well. Quality of your training, consistency of your training, quality of your cardio you're doing, the consistency of the cardio you're doing, quality of your sleep. All right, I'm not the best sleeper, the consistency of the sleep, the quality of your PEDs, the consistency of the PEDs, all those things, those two things matter. So we don't change a lot. Egg whites, whole eggs. I'm using one bagel thin. I'll go into that in a moment, why I'm only having one bagel thin with meal one. 250 egg whites. That's 225. That's 249. We'll leave it there. 250 egg whites and 2 whole eggs. But I cook them separate. You know why? Because it feels like there's more on my plate. So I'll have scrambled egg whites when they start scrambling, and then I'll cook 2 whole eggs because I like me a runny egg. You know what I'm saying? And then 1 bagel thin, and I will also add some veggies. I've got one of the microwave bags already lined up in the microwave to put on in a sec. In fact, it takes 3 minutes for me to put that on now. These veggie bags for the microwave are a lifesaver. So the reason I'm only having 1 bagel thin right now is that this family holiday, if you've been following along on socials or whatever, this family holiday is only like 2.5 weeks away, so I'm still not looking to push up, still kind of trying to drop weight. I'm 232 this morning, which is like, well, I got up to 248 after the show, and I think I mentioned that on the channel previously. But yeah, 232, maybe get into the high 220s by the time we go away. We know that weight is going to go straight back on as soon as I'm out in Spain anyway. But yeah, done. It just makes me feel a little bit better being around the pool with the skimpies on, you know what I'm saying? And then we will push up after that. I say those eggs are done, rather than risking fucking flipping them. So that is meal one. I've also been to the gym this morning and I've done 30 minutes on the lazy man's bike and 20-minute steps, and then another 50,000 round Asda's getting some more food in. You didn't really want to see me eat that, did you? It's pretty simple. 2 eggs, 250 egg whites, veggies and a bagel thin with a cherry Pepsi Max on the side. I won't drink these all day. I have been up since 5, it's now 9 AM and I've done 2 litres of water. So I'll try and get actual water in before I start drinking shit like that. And then I will limit that to 2 a day, 1 in the morning when I'm editing, and then 1 in the evening when we're chilling watching TV. If I'm on the road shooting, 9-hour round trips, you know the script, there'll be monsters in the mix, maybe 1 on each trip. However, I've seen me do more, depends if I'm on prep or not. And also, if I don't go to the gym in the morning to do cardio, where I take some bits and bobs for that, I will have a monster in the morning instead of this. But I'm not having a monster and this morning because I'm training later, and obviously there'll be more caffeine in the mix. Q&A. There's about 12 questions on here, and I want to make them as quick fire as possible. I'll do 2 quickly now because I've seen one which I can answer quite quick. Do you find vaping affects your gym performance? I don't. I'm sure it does. You know, all the science reasons behind vaping point to that, but I don't feel it does. Even on my preps where cardio was like up there, I didn't ever struggle with it. With that said, I do know how bad these are. I am getting pissed off with myself for still doing it 2.5 years later. It's costing a fortune. However, I have found myself not puffing it as much. Am I giving up? I'm not going to put that out there to the universe because I've learned my mistake doing that in the past with something else. So it's a work in progress. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, don't vape, kids. Another question. If you go back 20 years and talk to your younger self, what are you saying? Don't do vapes, number one. Second thing would be, don't listen to anyone that tells you you can't do something, because if you put your mind to it, you can definitely do it. I've kind of proved it to myself time and time again with many things, from the DJing, where, you know, I was playing a genre of music which wasn't big around here, bit bigger down in the cities and stuff, but R&B and hip hop and rap and that, kind of took that quite far. And then there were people that used to laugh at me for filming my training sessions in the gym, and I've been able to develop a business off the back of that. And then, you know, there were people that said that I'd never be in shape, and I've obviously taken that to an extreme, and now I'm competing and a sponsored athlete. Go on, gotta say with my chest. So yeah, anything that, like, this is my advice to anyone out there as well, like, you know, not just me saying what I'd say to myself 20 years, me saying it to anyone that is 20 years old now watching this, even 30 years old, even fucking 40 years old, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you have a desire to do something and it's coming from a true place and you've got passion for it, and, you know, you want to have a crack at it, then fucking have a crack. You got one life at the end of the day, and if you don't do everything in your power to do what you want to do with that life, which is yours, then, you know, why are we here? Why are we on this fucking planet? If it fails, or if you do it and then you find you don't really enjoy it, or don't enjoy it as much as you thought you would, what have you lost? Nothing. If you don't do it and you end up on your deathbed and you have these regrets, then, and you know where I'm coming from that, with that. I've gone through it myself in the last 12 months, so do you. I'm going to edit now, and then we'll get back to some food and some more Q&As in a bit. Mine's going blank. Right, one thing I forgot to mention this morning was my current health sups. Now, if you're doing bodybuilding, ladies and gents, and you're not spending money on your health, you need to be questioning what the fuck you're doing, because you hear all the time people are quick enough spending money on a cycle, but then when it comes to actually buying stuff to reduce the risks, they're not doing it. So make sure you do that. I was already using these anyway, which was one of the good things about joining TBJP, was that the fact that I had all the health sups, the cream of rices, the vegan protein. So not a lot changed with me obviously joining the team, apart from the fact that I get it free of charge now. So in my first care package, I've basically updated some of the stuff. So these are the old branding of the Vital Support, which is Cycle Support. Take that, and Omega V. So we've got new ones there with the new branding, and then I've got Heart Care, which is basically cholesterol control, reduces bad cholesterol, increases good cholesterol, reduces blood clot risk, etc. And then NMN, which promotes vascular health and supports healthy metabolism and stimulates energy. It's not all about the stim pre-workouts to do that. So that is currently what I'm taking daily. I'll split some of them AM and PM. Some of them I'll just take AM, like the fish oils. They're like 3 capsules, but it's a good old handful. I don't take them all in one go because I am a fanny when it comes to putting these in my mouth. No diddy. So I'll probably do like 6-ish. Oh, does he spit or does he swallow? Boop. That took 20 seconds. Spend a couple of £100 on some health sups. Spend 20 seconds in the morning and in the night getting them down your neck, and then you can crack on with your bodybuilding shit then. So back to work, and then I'll see you on my next meal. So on to meal 2, which is the pre-workout cream of rice. I'm not going to give you a cream of rice tutorial because we've seen it a million times, but just to show you what I'm having. 100 gram of cream of rice, which is obviously trained by JP, strawberry cream flavour, and then I microwave my cream of rice now. I've changed how I make it a million times, but microwave it with 450ml of cold water, and just slap it in the microwave for about 4 minutes without spilling it everywhere. So while that is cooking up in the microwave, another question off Instagram. Tips around being a better person to loved ones while being extremely busy on prep, as the wife is behind the camera laughing. What would you say I need, or I do, to be a better person to you and the fam when I'm on prep? I think it's just being more conscious.
So that balance, isn't it?
Yeah. Balance is like a stigma word in bodybuilding, but I think it's just being conscious of how you are reacting to those people that are around once the fucking prep is done, and once everyone that's blowing smoke up your arse on Instagram and liking your pictures and saying this and that, when they're not around, those are the ones that matter. So as long as you continue to keep that in your head, I think that's the best way to kind of just be there for them. The extremely busy part, like obviously with business and that, people ask me this all the time about like how does she put up with me when I'm busy with traveling and stuff, but it's like you got to take the pros and cons. Yes, sometimes I'm going to be away for 4 or 5 days or whatever, but then there'll be moments when I can be home every single day for 2 or 3 weeks. I'll have shoots, but I'll be traveling back and forth and I won't be away. Or I'll have an editing week where I'm here like for 4 or 5 days straight. So there's people out there that are working away every single week, Monday to Friday. They're only home for a day or 2 and then they're back away. So it's just pros and cons. And then when you are home and here, just be present with it. Got 2 minutes left on that. What does your typical training regime look like? All over the fucking shop, if I'm honest, but still doing the same that I've done with Cal for the last 2 or 3 years. Training 5 days a week, covers everything, push, pull, legs, but I've obviously developed it into a bit more of a bro split, and then taking the rest days either if I'm fucked or if I'm busy with work and I'm traveling. If I feel good and I'm home, I'm going to train, and I'll just go in and train something that's not going to affect either the next day's training or I'm not too sore from the previous day's training. Usually 9 times out of 10 it's arms, so that's that. Those of you that have followed along will know I am a peanut butter addict, also known as a dick with peanut butter. So I bought the skinny sauce version to see how this weighs up. Why are you laughing? Because I eat all your peanut, because she buys peanut butter and I'm like, hide it from me, and then I go and find it and I eat it anyway. So we've put this in to see, oh fucking that's runny though. Okay, 0 calorie there, put the bottle on it now. 40 grams of that, yeah, 0 calorie, job done. So that's my peanut butter issue sorted. So that's meal 2, that's all you need to know. I'm going to eat, do a little bit more of editing, and then get to the gym. Oh, post-workout chicken and rice, the basics, with some sweetened spicy Tabasco. It's not too spicy, they'll blow your socks off, because I'm a bit of a fanny when it comes to that. So sweet and spicy with some salt. Sometimes it's cream and rice, sometimes it's chicken and rice. I've got a podcast in an hour, so I wanted something quick. This was already prepped, nice and easy. Couple of quick fire questions. I don't want this to be a long video, I'm trying my best. Tips for first time competitor around a show. First time competitor. Number 1, make sure you are ready to step on stage, both physically and mentally. Just because you enjoy bodybuilding and you live the life and you love it, doesn't mean you have to do a show. So make sure you've put everything in place that allows you to justify yourself getting on stage. There are other things you can do prior to doing a show, like a photo shoot, that will kind of give you a taste of it. Being in your skimpies, fake tan, shaved, posing, etc. And that will, you know, give you a real kind of, is this for me or is it not? Because when I did my first show, I swore I'd never do it again. Little did I know, like, how many years later was it? 6 years later, I was back on stage and enjoying it. But by that point, I had put the work in and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to do it now. So just make sure you are ready physically and mentally to do a show. And enjoy it if you do it, because that could be the one and only show you ever do. So you want to enjoy the experience, especially if you've put the work in, which you should have if you are stepping on stage. So those are my top tips for that. Enjoy it and make sure the work has been put in to justify you doing a first time competitor show in the first place. Any advice for starting bodybuilding at 40 with no natural test? Got 6 years of training and not much to show for it. You should have something to show for it if you've been training hard enough for 6 years. I trained for about 6 years prior to actually going at this bodybuilding thing. I've been doing it for 10 years. 6 years of that was like slowly creeping up the intensity, developing my physique. You know, you're pretty much on exactly the same timeline as me there. But you know, you should have something to show for it after 6 years. If you've got no natural test, then number 1, speak to a doctor, because it's not healthy. You definitely need tests in you, no homo. You can obviously go down the underground lab route if you've got good sources, but I would speak to a doctor first of all, because 0 natural test, I'm sure there's a lot of other things you're experiencing other than no results in the gym. You know, the mental side effects of that are not good, so definitely go to the doctor first. They'll probably make you jump through a million hoops to actually get on legit TRT, or you can go down the underground lab route and get some tests in you, bruv. The stigma around exogenous testosterone or injecting testosterone is frustrating, because everyone thinks, oh, you're injecting test, you're suddenly a fucking heroin addict because you put a needle in you. That is not the case. It's actually healthier to have testosterone in you than not. If you are low test, the side effects of that can be more drastic than jumping on. So speak to a doctor or speak to someone that is very knowledgeable in that field, I would say. We're going to leave it at that because my food's getting cold. So I got a podcast, and then by the time I do that, I'll be on to my next meal, and then we can get on to another couple of questions. the deloads and stuff as well. Like, it's like half these fuckers ain't training hard enough to fucking have deloads and even rest days. Calm down, son. That is the next episode of the Beautiful Struggle podcast recorded. Special one with the boys, the Welsh lads. So when you watch this, boys, you will realise I've been fucking multitasking today. On to meal 4, which is red, not just red sauce, but red meat. 150 grams lean mince, 125 rice, some vegetables. Let me tell you where this sits me with calories, because I know I haven't mentioned any of that so far today. So meal 4, I'm still using MyFitnessPal, 10 years on. Like 2,000, just under 2,200 calories so far for the day. The goal is around about 3,000 at the minute. I've gradually brought it down from 4.5 after Dubai and all that. So it's 4.5, then come to 4, then I was like 3.5, tap dancing around 3.5, and then down to 3 for the next 2.5 weeks, maybe a bit lower, see how it goes. I'm not trying to kill myself on this little mini cut, if you want to call it that, but just bring it down slightly, as I said. So this is meal 4. I'm starving because I've been doing the podcast, so I'm slightly behind on my meal. So let me just get some of this in my gob. Top 5 athletes, people you've trained with, and why. The enjoyment, intensity, and the aura. That's an odd question. I've obviously filmed a lot of real intense guys. I know. This is going to count as 2, but it was in the same session. And Bales and Leroy. Leroy obviously being Leroy from Blood and Guts, Dorian's training partner. Having him shout in my sets was amazing. Anth is just another version of Leroy, just younger and a bit more handsome. Sorry, Leroy. So Ant Bales, Leroy, going way back, training with the boys, Cuba, Jamie Tonk. That was pretty cool. That happened quite a few times back in the day, in between filming, or even when I was filming, I was filming with those boys. So there's 4 there. I'll say one more because that'll take it up to like 7, but some of them were groups. I trained with Nathan, but that was like an arm session, so I can't really comment too much on that one. I'm gonna have to say another duo, Mike and 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘁, being put through their sessions is something different. Absolutely fucks you, but again, very intense. So there we go, that's like 8 people. What's the biggest animal you think you can beat in a fight with no weapons? Difficult to answer because I'm not really a fighter. Unless I have to, then anyone can get it. I would say like a crocodile. I just mount him and fucking squeeze him so he can't get his fucking jaw around to me. That would be the animal. I'm going to continue eating this. See you on meal 5.
When he came to the store,
Meal 5 o'clock at 8 o'clock. This takes me up to 2,600 odd calories. It's just chicken and rice. Rice cooked in my rice cooker, because I'm a proper bodybuilder now. Not using microwave rice unless I'm strapped for time. 150 chicken, 125 rice. I couldn't be arsed with veg. And some Tommy K and some salt. Another question off Insta. Top 10 UK bodybuilding coaches at the moment. I'm going to be honest, I'm not even going to attempt to do 10, because I don't think there is 10 that springs to mind, but there's definitely 5 out there. I would say Cal, obviously, pro coach number 1. I would say Cuba, also killing it. I would say Martin Winston, Tom Hames, and I would also say Sass. We leave it with 5. I know they're all male. If there's any females watching, don't shoot me. There are also a lot of good female coaches, and there's a lot more male coaches as well. But I'm just doing 5 because I want to eat this, I want to watch this, and then I also got another meal to eat and one more question to answer off the list. So I'm going to eat this and not talk because she's holding the camera, and if I do that, I'll be sleeping on the sofa tonight. finishing the day off where it started, at the kitchen table when everyone's gone to bed. How many of you watching this can relate to this, where you're eating your last meal on your own as you started the day? Anyway, meal 6 takes me up to just over 3,000 calories. It is 225 grams of yogurt, Greek yogurt, fat-free Greek yogurt, 50 gram vegan protein, 100 gram berries, and 20 grams of actual nut butter, because I do still need a peanut butter fix. The 0 calorie sauce is not going to cut it for this one. And that takes me up to 3,000. So there's my full day of eating. I had one last question from Harriet. If you're watching this, Harriet, wondering where's my question, I've kept it till the end. And it was, are PEDs necessary to be competitive in bodybuilding? Let me just check the wording on that. Are PEDs necessary to be successful in bodybuilding? And the answer to that, I believe, is it's very relative to the individual. Obviously, if you are a natural athlete, then no, because you can be successful and obviously you can't take stuff, you get banned. If you are doing it for Instagram, then absolutely not. You don't need to be taking PEDs. It's not worth everything that comes with it, and the chances are, if you're doing it for Instagram, you probably haven't got a clue what you're doing either. So definitely not for the IG bodybuilder. And there are people out there making money in IG, so being very successful, but it's not worth the risk just for the gram, when you're going to add a filter and structure the fuck out of your picture anyway to make you even more shredded, bro. If you have serious goals in bodybuilding, then unless you are in that small percentage of genetic elite, I mean, if you are in that small percentage, you probably ain't even asking the question, am I going to be successful? Because you're probably on your way without even thinking about it. There are many people like that, and I've also got friends that have turned pro naturally, compete naturally against assisted athletes. Are they at the top of the ladder? No, but they are being very successful in terms of the businesses they built off the back of being a pro bodybuilder. If you fall into the other 99% of us, me included in that pack, and you've got serious goals, then yeah, I think they are necessary, but that doesn't mean you abuse them. As I mentioned earlier in this vid, health is a priority, and it should be a priority for everyone that's watching this. So I think as long as you're doing it safely, and you're not harming yourself or anyone else by doing them, then yeah. And again, something else I mentioned in this video, you know, you've got one life, so do with it what you feel you want to do, and just fucking take your time with it at the same time. There's far too many people, younger people, that I see doing and hearing them doing crazy shit that I would never do. And even like people that come to me for coaching as well, they come to me and they've already been on cycles, and they tell me what they've taken previously, what they're currently taking, how long they've currently been taking a certain amount for. And I'm like, you're doing more than I did on my preps for my shows, and you don't even look like you train, let alone take stuff. So it's just mad. So get clued up, be safe, and don't rush it. Anything is not worth risking your life for when it comes to that shit, or nothing is not worth risking your life for, something like that. It's late. So I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to watch Shelter on Amazon, which is another 𝘗𝘰𝘶𝘮𝘏 series. He does bangers. I'm not sure if you've seen any of them. They're on Netflix and that. Shelter is a good one, and that's on Amazon. So I'm going to watch a bit of that, eat this, put the dog up for a piss, and then go to bed. Thank you for watching. A lot of content on you now. I've just done a podcast, that's up, that's doing very well. It's been up an hour, it's on good views already. I've got another podcast being recorded tomorrow with Martin Fitzwater, one of the top guys in the world. So I am on this content train heavy. So like, comment, stay tuned for more. Hope you made it to this point of the video, because I did say it was going to be a short one. And it doesn't feel that short right now. I'll see when I edit it. But I appreciate it anyway. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.